Using PPT, yes, okay, opened. I want to tell you guys a story while I wait for the PPT to open up. I was making a presentation to reasonably senior team at Reliance. Okay, and wait, give me 10 minutes. I'll join. I've been so. Yeah, we give pricing. Oh, lovely, right? Guys, agree?
Yeah, we can see your screen, sir. Now.
Okay, so I was doing a presentation to the guys at Reliance, and I was telling them that I have come to you exclusively for making a presentation to you because you are the most qualified persons to work with, and this product is exclusively designed for you guys. So they were listening to my conversation, and a few minutes later, somebody asked me, "Are you sure that you're making this presentation only for us?" And I said, "Yes, sir, it's only for you." Then, by the way, did you visit Airtel? So I was flabbergasted. How did these guys know? What had happened is I had just 2 days back made the same presentation to Airtel. And because I wanted to show them off that how much I care for you, I had a watermark of Airtel in one of my slides. Now, before presenting it to Reliance, I searched for Airtel in my Microsoft search. Unfortunately, Microsoft is only qualified to search for words and not for backgrounds. And I didn't know about that. And it was in quite an embarrassing position for me.
So I am from Microsoft. So yeah.
Pardon?
I am from Microsoft. We don't search. Like I
Yeah,
was.
so you guys, Microsoft guys must do something about searching on background transparency.
I was at Microsoft. Yeah, it doesn't pick my what.
Yeah, so a very embarrassing position for me.
Apologies, yes,
so the point was, yeah, good. So the point is, sorry guys, and would you be okay till we hang on beyond 4:30 because I started a little bit late for a few more minutes and then be done with it? Will you be okay?
Sure. I'm okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the idea behind consumption adjusted margin is based on the fact that the consumer has a tendency to be more liberal in his purchase and consumption when a larger packet is made available. Similarly, that is why you have mega boxes of Kellogg's and mega boxes of other products because they make you to consume more. The most popular example is that if you see a box of tissues in your house or in your office, then you will pull out 3-4 sheets. But if you see a very thin layer of paper towels or tissues, you will only take one and use it very diligently. So it has been noticed that by selling you bigger boxes, they actually make much more money than the discount that they offer. So why was I trying to say this for the fact that Dave said is that by the fact that you are giving them a better discount, you are making the consumer feel that he's getting much more, but in reality, by offering him a little discount, you are not additionally spending more manpower or more money or more time. So I hope all of this started off with Dave asking me as to his issue of higher the purchase value of the customer, the greater the discount offer, right? Dave?
Yes, sir. Exactly.
Okay, okay. So if you guys have understood this, and I must tell you, as Andar ki baat, whatever you want, you will get a prize on, definitely get a question on consumption adjusted margin. So each one of you make sure that you understood what I'm trying to tell you between a noisy line, between a shutdown and a Sanskrit shloka coming up in between. I want you to understand what is consumption adjusted margin. So any one of you out there, if you haven't understood, I don't mind repeating it one more.
Professor, this is Sanjeev here. I
Yeah.
have a scenario that I came across a year back, which I think is related between this and pricing. So I thought I'll get your point.
Sure, yeah, you must. That's all the class is all about. Correct.
So we went into a contract with a vendor, and while establishing the contract, this vendor had a very unique clause that you can procure my product with me, but you cannot sell it out to your consumers at a lesser price than what I'm charging you.
Okay, okay.
So I mean, basically, we are procuring some information from him. We are massaging the information, and we are selling it to our customers. We are adding value to it and producing it. But I did not understand the point that the vendor was trying to enforce, telling us that you cannot sell it for a lesser price.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you how it works. There is probably one slide for that. I'm trying to see if I can use a slide to give you that. No, okay. I probably removed that slide because I don't want to make pricing very, very important thing. So what happens is, let me understand what Sanjeev is trying to say. Sanjeev is saying that Sanjeev is making tissues. Sanjeev Tissue Company Limited is making tissues. So Sanjeev has, now first understand Sanjeev and then correct me if I'm wrong. So Sanjeev has two kinds of buyers. One buyer is the one who goes to a shop and buys the brand called Sanjeev Tissues, facial tissues. Then there is the other company, because Sanjeev tissues are pretty good, very nice, they have fine quality tissues. You must have noticed that Amazon is doing that now. Amazon has what is called Amazon Basics. What does Amazon Basics do? Is that Amazon is buying from somebody and pricing that product at a more competitive rate. So in this case, Amazon comes to Sanjeev and says, listen, Sanjeev, how many boxes of tissue do you manufacture? So Sanjeev says, I manufacture 1,000 boxes of tissues, and they are given to about 20, 30 shops in Bangalore, and I make some good amount of money. Now Amazon comes and says, or somebody else comes and says, I'll buy your whole box of tissues. I mean, I'll buy the 80% of your monthly production of tissues. And now Sanjeev is worried that he's selling his tissues at 10 rupees per box. Now, because Amazon has bought at a highly negotiated rate, they can actually sell it at 9 rupees per tissue in the market. Now, the situation would be that they are selling it at a price lower than Sanjeev is selling in the market. Now, what will happen is Amazon will be able to totally kill Sanjeev's own product sales outlet. Is that the situation, if I understand? Sanjeev?
Something similar, sir.
Something similar. Yeah. So what happens is that when the buyer becomes a very predominantly important person, the buying power becomes very, very strong. if you look at, we actually have a subject like this coming up in the last class, which is called Porter's 5 Forces, but I'll quickly tell you what it is. If you have seen a lot of shops, they say that you can only sell it to me and you cannot sell it to anybody else. So that is where you land up in a situation where the primary consumer starts dictating the price that you end up with. It's a very delicate situation because you cannot afford to ignore that big customer because he's going to be 80% of your purchase value. But the other 20% you will not be able to sell if the price is lower than what you are saying. That's a typical situation. It happens because they're worried that you might do something to their own market. If that's an explanation in line with what you're thinking.
Yes, sir. That's what I felt. But at the same time, I also felt that isn't that company in loss because he's basically, assuming in good faith, if I don't do that, I'm just utilizing the product in the right way. I'm not selling it underpriced or anything. Will it not impact my relationship with him and eventually his product because I'm always going to keep it at a higher price? I don't know.
Because yeah, that is the type of relationship that you will have with the vendor. There is a flip side of that relationship, which is called most favored customer. Who is a most favored customer? When you sign a contract with, let's say, one company, they are afraid that you might sell it lower to somebody else. This is the reverse situation. You are selling it to somebody. They may say that, how do I know that you are selling me the best price? So you tell them, sir, we have what is called the most favored customer pricing, meaning that you will get the best price. So today you are selling him at 10 rupees and tomorrow somebody comes and negotiates for 9 rupees. You will, in true faith, go back to that customer and say, you are my most favored customer. So I have signed a deal with somebody else at a lower price, and hence your price from tomorrow is at a lower price at 9 rupees. So that is the way the customer and the buyer relationship on a professional level, on a B2B business, is maintained because you honor the buyer because he's been nice to you, he has helped you to grow. Typically, companies like any automotive companies would have today survived only because of Maruti. But tomorrow, just because MG is there, just because there is Tesla, and I happened to see a Tesla car this morning, so you cannot then give them a better price because I have held your hand, I moved you forward. So they go and tell Maruti, sir, you will always be our favorite customer. If I give my ball bearings at a lower price to Tesla, I'll come back to you and modify the pricing. That is the B2B relationship contracts sometimes are done with such things in mind.
Understood.
Right? Okay, good. So, so this done, let's go back to where are we on the product price discrimination. Okay, I don't want you guys to lose track of where are we going. Let me start with a small backup to the conversation and quickly go ahead with it. Okay, so we said that there are three. Okay, this 10 minutes will summarize my entire pricing discussion. Okay, so we said pricing has three parameters: the economics of pricing, the behavior of the customer, and the impact of the competitor. What is economics of pricing? Economics of pricing says that what is it that I can do within my own self to reduce the pricing? These include the cost of the product, the cost of the hardware, how is the market behaving with me, and what is it that I can do to reduce my cost. The second is, how does the customer look at my relationship? The customer says, do I really willing to pay you that money? The customer has a mental threshold of how much he is willing to pay. I must be close to that as much as possible. Or I am in a totally different segment. I'm in a totally different segment. Maybe I should go to a lower segment, or maybe I should go to a higher segment. Then comes what is the parameters which helps the customer to decide whether I buy it or not. One of the thing is, am I the next best alternative? Is the customer buying me because I am better than somebody else, or I'm cheaper than somebody else? Then what is the impact of my price on my own share, which was discussed in a topic here, which was here, saying that just because I sell more doesn't mean I will make more money. There is what is called the point where the price to quantity is at its peak level performance, in this case at $300. If that was understood, we also came back and said that there are 4 kinds of customer making processes. One is least bothered, as long as it is within the threshold. Then I make the purchase, because convenience is the most important thing for me. Second is price is important for me to revisit the thing. So I will go back to that place, I will buy another product, I will continue to subscribe to Netflix, provided Netflix says that you are a loyal customer of mine, I will give you 15% discount. So that is the kind of relationship a certain category of people want. So they look at deal seeking opportunity. There are certain decisions in our purchase which are in the consumer, which are private. In a private decision process, technical parameters and pricing are the 2 most important parameters that will impact the price. But on high visibility pricing, we only look at talking that price becomes the most important parameter. I paid 80,000 rupees for my Mac, but I will never tell you how much I paid for my Dell computer. I paid 14 lakhs for the car, because price becomes a parameter of buying the product. So that we discussed, and then we said each customer values the same service differently. After that, we discussed willingness to pay, meaning that how do you know how much the customer wants to pay, and try to be very close to it. Then we talked about margin and markup, depending on whether you base the final price based on cost or based on the sale value. Then we talked about this, we discussed, and then we finally came down to price discrimination. What is price discrimination? The same product can have 2 different pricing, right? The same product can have 2 different. A bottle of water in the airport could probably cost you 50 rupees, whereas the same bottle of water could cost you 10 rupees in the store. But why would you be willing to pay first? Why would the customer be willing to pay more? Because he has a very limited alternative choice, and hence he cannot buy. Second is the seller believes that he has a value add to that price because he has brought it all the way, and there is a availability parameter which is going to be there. Just like price discrimination of a bag of popcorn inside the theater and the price of the popcorn outside the theater, you will notice that are you willing to pay for the pain point that you have to experience to go outside and buy it? Right? So if you notice, there are two kinds of travelers. There are frequent travelers and there are occasional travelers. Right? Mute. Frequent travelers know what is happening. So they may carry a bottle of water with a small quantity of water so that they can go through the security and fill up water on their own. Whereas occasional travelers do not know what is the pain point of and the cost of a bottle of water. So two things happen here. Is the seller knows that you are under his mercy, and the buyer knows that he doesn't have a choice. But the point that Mahesh was trying to push me is to ask me, what is the difference between price discrimination and product discrimination? I am telling you that Bisleri water is priced at 10 rupees. Evian water is priced at 50 rupees. It's still water. But Evian is saying that my water is different. We are not talking about that. We are talking about circumstances during which you will be pushed to pay a higher price and still appreciate the fact that you have to pay a higher price. Right, Sanjeev? Not Sanjeev. Who's that? Mahesh and
Myself. Yeah, agreed. So,
Kushbu. Yeah, go ahead. Let's have Kushbu first.
sure, sir.
Yes, sir. Just one thing. Based on the location, also this price discrimination is taken care. Like if people traveling to airport, then it is very much understood that they can buy a 50 rupees bottle. But if a person traveling to railway station will not be buying a 50 rupees water bottle on railway station.
Absolutely, because they will appreciate. You're perfectly right. You're perfectly right. They would the value, the price discrimination is a parameter of what your consumers' capabilities are. Perfect. That is the reason why you have railways introducing water packets.
True, sir. Yeah.
But similarly, you will not have, oh, you have to pay 50 rupees for Bisleri. Let me give you jet water at 10 rupees. Whoever flies Jet Airways will give you a bottle of water free. It'll never work like that.
So, but they do have, while you travel the flights, they do have free water available. So if I choose not to purchase the water from the airport and take it from the flight, it is available.
I think they give you one glass of water free, but the second glass.
Yeah, that's how it is right now.
Yeah.
I didn't experience. I am a frequent flyer, so yeah, I didn't experience that. I got it from Jet. I got it from the other ones.
Even in Vistara, they will give, sir.
Pardon?
No, everybody's doing it. Don't.
Before it was giving, after the cost cutting started, the IT recession started, then cost cutting came, so they didn't give. Indigo's small bottle they used to give. Spiced small bottle, not big bottle. That is.
I don't see this. First of all, the concept of water, giving you water, is an Indian concept. Okay. You go to anybody's house, they'll first give you a glass of water. You go to any office they don't do it in South India. They definitely do it in North India. The moment you step into an office, they give you water.
Sir, in South India also we see.
Yeah, it's a tendency. It's a cultural thing. It's a giving water. I don't think if you fly Ryanair or some other air, they don't come and give you a bottle of water.
Sir, and it's one of the type of marketing as well. So they in the bottle there will be like if you are flying in any airlines, the name of the airlines will be there and the bottle will be small and somewhat creative. So people tend to hold it in the hand. So that it's like just a marketing strategy as well.
Mridula, so just to point you out, it's always a 200 ml bottle. They don't give the full bottle.
Okay, hang on. Mridula, I'm going to ask you a question.
Sir.
The government of India, and let's have Mridula take a shot at it, and then maybe Mahesh, you can do this. The government of India once noticed that price discrimination.
So your voice is way low. Sorry to interrupt, sir.
Okay, is it fine now?
No, sir.
It's fine,
Better,
sir. I think
better for us.
Okay.
I might have lost my internet.
Listen carefully.
Sir, allow me some time. I'll join back. Yeah.
Okay. Listen. The government of India said that price discrimination is going beyond control. What do you mean by price discrimination going beyond control? A bottle of Bisleri water, just because it is chilled inside my restaurant refrigerator and served to you by a fine serving waiter in a fine dining place, I cannot charge you 100 rupees for a bottle of water when the MRP is 10 rupees. So the government of India said bottle of water should always be charged at MRP, that is whatever the price is. Is that correct? Did the government come up with a ruling like that?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So now, what did the restaurants do to get over it? How did the restaurants get over it?
Their own water bottles, means they got their bottles and they put their own MRP.
Absolutely. So what they did is that they said ITC water bottles or A to B water bottles. And they say this bottle costs 50 rupees. Why 50? Because that is the MRP value. So similarly, while price discrimination is a constant fight, sometimes people try to look at it in a very different way. So done, we move from price. Oh, okay. We are truly running short. Okay, price discrimination, value based. Okay. Now I want to ask you from a pricing point of view, there are what are called, we are looking at a few cycles here. So when you're looking at cycles, what should be the typical cost of a cycle for me to buy for my morning cycling activity? What do you think is the cost of a cycle I should pay for it?
It depends on the cycle and the material.
5,000 is a good range. You think so?
For you, maybe 5,000. For us, is 1,250.
For me, it is 5,000 rupees. For Suravi, it is 1,250. Excellent.
It depends on person capability.
No, hang on. Suravi says that somebody else was saying something, but we'll think about it. Suravi says that I should be buying a 5,000 rupees cycle. Thankfully, she did not say I should be buying the 14,000 rupees.
I know we are Indians.
Huh?
I know we are Indians. We'll go middle one, not more, not less. Middle one is the best option.
Suravi, now I am assuming that you've understood what is being discussed here. Okay, I am assuming that because you said we are Indians, we are price conscious, we are not going for the lower one, or we are not going for the highest one. So now the whole idea of why cycles come in series 200, series 300, mega 400, ultra 500, max 7,000, these are all my creations in this slide, is because it has to satisfy me. Oh my God, Survi bought a 1250 cycle. अरे कौन लेता है 1250 का cycle? उसमें कुछ नहीं है. It doesn't even work properly. I have to buy minimum 5,000 rupee wala Mega 400. But what is the difference between Mega 400 and Series 200? The stickers, the color, the
Maybe
paint.
gears. It has gears.
No. I am not talking about product change. I'm talking
same
about product range. It's the same product with minor changes to its physical look and feel to fulfill your ego. That's all, nothing else. It's only to fulfill your ego. I'll give you an example. We were comfortably living in my house with a 7-year-old mixer, and one fine day, my wife tells me that we have to buy the Preeti Gold Leaf mixer. Why do we have to buy the Preeti Gold Leaf mixer? Because she says that that's supposed to be very good. I go to the shop, the guy says, sir, sab ek hi hai, same motor, everything is same. The gold leaf, they have painted one gold leaf on the outside of the mixer. And for that, you have to pay another 1,500 rupees. So what happens is, why did my wife want it? Primarily because she believes that that enhances her feel. I mean, not that she did it. I'm creating a situation. I hope she's not listening. And see, is that it enhances your position within the society. Just like the car that we were talking about, just like the fact that you were talking that you paid so much for it. So if I give you only one product, if I tell you BSA cycle is available for 1250, nobody will buy it. But you say BSA cycles are available from a range of 1250 to 14,000 rupees, then people will come, negotiate, look at the plus and minus feel of the product, and then they will buy it. So it is again to flag the individual's feeling of what he thinks he can afford and the willingness to pay. I want to spend 5,000 rupees for my cycle because I believe that a 5,000 rupee cycle is what I should be buying. So that is my willingness to pay. But Survi believes that her willingness to pay is only 1250. Whereas Murugeshan was saying, sir, nothing less than 14,000 rupees. So it's his willingness to pay. But if a company said that we have only one product and that product costs 1250, I'm only fulfilling the desires and wants. And remember, we began our class by talking about wants, desires, and needs of only one person. So you must have a product range. If you look at anything, if you look at cars, if you look at cycles, if you look at televisions, if you look at mobile phones, there is a slight difference between one and the other. Which is, why do they do that? Because each of us have our own willingness to pay, and we don't want to leave any money on the table. So you have a series of product ranges which are available. Do you follow this?
Yes.
Yes or no? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So if you get product range, this is done. Consumer state margin, we will move out of all of this and we'll come to something else a little later. Okay, I'll do this and we'll consider a class done. I have actually the right to have an additional class, so we'll think about it later. So let's look at all of this. What is dynamic pricing? The moment each of you give me the answers, we are done with this. What is dynamic pricing?
Changing the prices as the prices are changed by our competitors.
The flight price will increase in the last moment.
Yeah. So what is dynamic changing would be the price is constantly changing. Example of it was Survey said.
The flights are say airline price.
One other example.
So the ticket, the movie tickets also prices last
Of
moment.
late movie tickets are also pricing. Uber is changing their pricing in the morning 9 o'clock to.
The best example is gold.
The flight
Daily
tickets.
pricing.
No, gold is not dynamic pricing. Gold is the cost is changing. The cost of gold is changing.
The stock market.
No. These are all stock prices.
Okay.
How much are you asked to pay? How much are you asked to pay? Perfect example. Airline, movie tickets, then weekend pricing for many things and all that.
Hotels. So hotel weekend there is a more charges, and the other day it's a normal charges.
So now what is predatory pricing? What does the word predator mean? One who attacks. So what is predatory pricing?
Can Geo be the example, like to sell a product lower than the cost, just to attract the market?
Not attract the market. Use a stronger word. Wait. Don't use the word. I'll give you
Get rid of competitors.
Conquer the market.
Capture the market.
Predator means the lion is the predator of the deer. The lion will come and kill the deer.
Yeah, so removing competition.
Killing competition, right? Predatory pricing. Geo. Now what is Geo telling today? What is Geo telling to the market, to the government? Is price mein hum dhanda kar nahi sakenge, we'll have to increase the prices. But in the meanwhile, they have killed 5 of them. And the third one is about to die. So that is predatory pricing. Enter a market, perfectly defined, enter a market to kill competition, take a massive market share, and then increase your pricing. It's very, very complex. It's very, very difficult. Very few people can do it. What is pay what you want?
So your business can ticket the same flight, same timing, but the business, they have facilities, so they have to ready to pay what they want.
No. Okay, pay what you want. I should have had another attached slide to it, but I'll explain to you.
So
yeah.
Pay what you want is like pay as you go, kind of.
No. Pay what you want. Let me, don't interrupt me for 2 minutes. Let me tell you what it is. Pay what you want is the only method of paying in this entire matrix where the decision on pricing is moved to the customer. In everything else, the seller decides how much it is the price. The seller decides how much is the price. But in this case, the buyer will decide how much is the price. Meaning, let me explain to you. You have an emergency at home. The tap is not working. Or you have an emergency, the electric fuse is gone. So what do? You call somebody, you call the plumber, you call the electrician, or your tire is flat in the middle of the road, and you ask somebody for help. So that guy comes, fixes your plumbing issues or fixes your electrical issue, anything, some crazy examples. And then you ask him, sir, how much should I pay you? The guy says, madam or sir, whatever you want, you pay me. Now, what is happening here? Now, what is happening here is that guy is telling you to decide how much you should pay me. In every other circumstance, that guy is telling you how much you should pay me. Whereas here he's telling you, aap decide karo how much you will give. So let's say you believe that the plumbing problem got fixed and you decide to give him $200. And he takes the money and goes away. He smiles, does a namaste for you and goes away. What goes on in your mind? Maybe I paid him more. I did not negotiate with him. Maybe I paid him more. So what is happening in such a circumstance is that valuing the service that has been provided to you is made by the consumer and not by the provider. The plumber could have told, hang on Priyanka for a minute, the plumber could have told, sir, 100 rupees per 10 minutes and you spend 20 minutes in fixing the plumbing job, he takes 200 rupees. Perfect, no discussion because he fixed the price. But now you are fixing the price for it. So this is a very, very tricky situation. And it has been noticed that in such circumstances, the consumer normally ends up paying more than what is the typical value of the service because of the fact that you are in the decision-making position on what the pricing should be. Priyanka.
No, sir, it got cleared. So what I was thinking is pay what you want is a service-based, right? Service-based.
Anything, anything for that matter. But then it's service-based. You're perfectly right. It's service-based. You're valuing the service that they provide.
Yeah, but in other scenarios, right, dynamic or predatory, it's a product.
Correct? No, it is still the product. It's still a product. It could be. Now, all along, there is no difference between product and services. Let's say, I'm going to bring Surabhi involved because Surabhi, you said you're from Orissa, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, what is the name of that place from Bhubaneswar to Puri where they do these small artifacts?
Sir, Pippili.
Pippili. So you go into a nice artistic place and they have some nice artistic things and you ask them how much it is and she tells you, you decide what it is. You, Priyanka, as an Indian will say 100 rupiah. And then, then the American walks in and says, wow, very nice, $5. So each one of us are defining to our own benefit, to our own definition, what the price of that product is. So it could be a product or service, not necessarily a product or service.
But when you do it for a brand, right, you cannot negotiate.
No. It's a big challenge to pay as you want for a brand because then it becomes a big problem. The only brand which tried to do this, and the best example for that, another 10 minutes, okay, and then we'll move to the next one, is Anna Lakshmi in Singapore. Next time you people go to Singapore, go to Anna Lakshmi, which is a fine, superb vegetarian restaurant. They give you the menu without the price. So you eat and then you pay. Of course, there are guys who might just walk away, but they say it's okay. But 90% of the time you pay more. Okay, so dynamic over, predatory over, pay what you want is over. Freemium, what is freemium, Mahesh? Or anybody else, what is freemium?
So can I give a try?
Yes, Millie, go ahead.
So the
Millie, continue. You take.
Millie, go ahead.
Okay, so the price, the pricing is more than the competitor. Like my pricing is more than the competitor.
So
hang on. We are discussing
basic services
premium,
are given.
Premium. Millie, premium pricing.
Yes, sir.
Who wants to go for it?
So
Millie?
can
Uh,
I
The
try?
basic
I'll just
services are
try once.
free
Premium
and
pricing.
Oh, I read it as
specific
premium.
services are
Okay,
costed.
okay, no problem. Millie, you want to take one more shot at it?
No, no, sir. I was reading premium, not freemium.
Okay, okay, okay.
Can I go with it?
Professor, can I?
Yeah, Harshit. Yeah.
So the basic level of services are free, but the advanced level of services are costed.
Okay, you need to give me, because you were right on dot and precise in your answer, I'm not going to leave you for it. I'll punish you and ask you to give me 2 examples.
One being Hotstar, where if you're watching a day before episodes, those are all free. But if you want today's episode, you have to pay. You have to sign up for VIP. That is one way of premium services, and the other ones are another example.
So can I add?
Yes, yes, Gopika.
So there's this AgTech firm called Farm 365. They basically provide farm management services. So their basic services are free, like you can look at using the classic telematics and all of that. But if you need additional, if the farmer has to use any additional services, then they have to pay for it. Like if they want meteorological advices, or if they want agronomists to personally assist them for selecting crop protection.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So that is a paid service.
So now tell me, Harshit and Gopika,
Yes,
have
sir.
you ever moved from free to premium?
Yes, sir.
Why? Why?
Just because of
I
that,
have
like,
moved,
okay, I
sir.
want to watch today's episode, like for example of the Hotstar, if I give you, I'm not ready to wait for the next day. I want it right away. So that kind of
Right,
curiosity
right,
kind
right,
of made me
right.
buy it.
Yeah. Khushbu?
Sir, Zoom is also one of the example of freemium.
Absolutely. Brilliant. Brilliant example. And I'll tell you the Zoom story. Good, good that you wrote. See, what happened was, Zoom says 40 minutes is free. Correct?
Yes.
And
yeah, correct.
And then why 40 minutes? 40 is a very odd number. 40 is an extreme odd number. It's not even 30. It's not even 45. It's not even 60. Why? Because Zoom did some analysis and found out that a typical meeting lasts 45 minutes. A typical meeting lasts 45 minutes. So at the end of the 40th minute, you are probably just about to say good things to each other, possibly come to a conclusion, possibly decide when is our next meeting, and boom, Zoom winds up. So they tempt you and make sure that you have so all of us will, once we start enjoying the service, just like YouTube is free, but YouTube without ads is kind of a
adding Byju's.
Which one?
Byju's.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They are all examples. They give you a little, they make you taste, and then they give you this. What is bundle pricing? We'll finish this fast and then I'll let you go. What is bundle pricing?
Buy 4, get 1 free. Something like that.
Combos.
Combo. You don't know the individual component pricing. And then you give them the bundle pricing. Why is this very important? This is very important in B2B business. In B2B business, bundle pricing is very important. Let's take the example of Sanjeev, right? Sanjeev or Dave? Dave and IBM and
yes.
GE. So what Dave is going to say is his price should not be compared with the price of Infosys. So what Dave is going to say, we will give you this, and all of this is so much. So he says, you want IT services, we'll give you IT services, we'll give you weekend services, we'll give you accounting services, we will give you cloud services. And they ask for IT, but you give them all of this together so that they need all of this, and you cannot break it up, and you start becoming very opaque on your pricing. And sometimes pricing opaque is very good because the customer cannot break down the price. That
like
is
the add-ons, so if I'm not mistaken, giving
Pardon?
the add-ons, giving the add-ons as a
not giving add-ons, but not giving the cost of the add-ons.
Correct. Yeah, that way. So like giving the add-ons for the price of whatever the bundle is.
Correct. So you cannot compare. You don't know what to compare.
Correct.
Yeah. So we'll let's say there's so many examples. Okay, what is psychological pricing?
This is like, telling that this particular product is available only for so much time. So you automatically tend to buy it.
Maybe. Perfect. Good example. This product is expiring in the next 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, like in Flipkart and Amazon, they have that timer which keeps going. So you can pre-book the item and then it's over. It's closed.
The only last 2 products available.
Yes.
And it's always there. Always, and especially when you, pardon?
Basically, they play with your psychology to
but actually
purchase
in this case, they are not playing with the pricing. They're actually playing with the product. But what is psychological pricing is...
Sir, buy 2 get 1 like that.
We just discussed psychological pricing in the product range of the cycles. We give you a variety. Abu, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So another example of psychological pricing can be like playing with the numbers. Like we see most of the products numbered as 99 and not a whole number, so that it feels like.
No, actually not.
Sir, can I just try once?
Yes.
So like in the festive season, they say that, this Diwali sale, until Diwali sale, you are getting the insurance free for this particular product. But after that, that's not going to happen. So that's kind of a psychology, right? So you end up buying the product.
Could be. I will take every one of these as reasonably good examples at this stage. And Kushbu is raising hand one more time. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Usually in DMarts and all, we will have that buy 2 get 1. So
that is actually product-based pricing. That is called, what was that?
Early bird offers, sir. Early bird offers.
Yeah, I'll give you one example and then tell me if this is different from what your examples are. How many of you have gone to Starbucks? How many of you have gone to Coffee Day? And then what happens? When you go to Starbucks, you want to order a coffee, you get in 3 sizes.
Yes,
small,
in there.
Medium, large. Small is only 100 ml and it costs 80 rupees. Medium is 200 ml, it costs 120 rupees. And large is 300 ml and it costs 250 rupees. Now, what will happen is, the small is too small a quantity for the price you're paying. Large is too large a quantity for a coffee. So they are giving you 2 alternate pricing so that you can decide the price. They want you to decide medium, but by medium alone you will not decide. So they give you large and small. And so now you're convinced, by ordering medium, I get quantity good, pricing reasonable, and large is too big for me, and I'm not drinking whole day. So this is psychologically, they're making you think that you have made the most smartest decision on pricing. If you go to Baskin Robbins, how many of you have been to Baskin Robbins?
Have been.
Many of you, right? And how many varieties that Baskin Robbins offer?
Multiple.
No.
Baskin Robbins is offering, when I say multiple, like I was...
no, Baskin Robbins, if you look at the logo, Baskin Robbins offers you 31 varieties. The B in Baskin is 3. The stroke of R is 1. Baskin Robbins offers you only 31 varieties of ice cream.
Oh, okay. Yeah, coding down. So yeah, Microsoft has that for now. Okay.
So 31 varieties of ice cream. But it so happens that you will look at 31 and 90% of the people will buy only five varieties.
Approx, yeah.
So if you do not offer 31, they will not buy 5. Okay, good. I think I'm taking too much of your time. Let me go back. Let me keep this for another day, and we'll finish it later on, because it's almost 5 o'clock and it'll be cruel on my part to keep you guys waiting. Okay? Right. And again, sorry that I didn't realize my calendar. I had fixed it up for 12th. So that was my problem.
Not a problem, sir.
Okay. But at least you guys knew what I was trying to do.
Sir, before leaving, just one last question.
Yes.
Okay. This is a situation I just want to know what type of pricing this is. Now, say for example, Oracle, IBM, all of the original software manufacturing companies, they have a huge base of partners. And when they encourage partners to sell their products, and when the partners are selling the products, they sell at 20%, 25%, 30% discounts. And those categories are like silver, platinum, gold. From an IBM standpoint or an Oracle standpoint, the original organization standpoint, what type of a pricing is that?
I may understand this. Guys who want to leave, most welcome to leave. Guys who want to sit back and listen to this conversation, most welcome to stay back. Okay, let me understand one more time. They explain.
I'll explain it to you, sir. Oracle has their licenses. Now, so for example, a single license would cost $6,500. Any product maybe.
Okay, yeah.
Now, Oracle has a huge database, or maybe, a good series of partners. They're selling these licenses through their partners as well. Now, when a partner sells the Oracle license, the partner gets a 20% discount or a 25% discount or a 30% discount based on their partnership preferences. Maybe they are a gold partner, a diamond partner, or a platinum partner, depending upon their partnership. My question is, from an Oracle standpoint or maybe an IBM standpoint, who is making the original product, what type of a pricing is this? What module is this?
Okay, good. Okay, I get it. Can I go and buy that software myself?
Sorry, sir?
Can I buy that package myself instead of going through the distributor?
Yes, I can do that as well.
Can I go to Oracle and buy one package? Yes, for my company.
As a direct client, I can do that.
You can give it to me, right? And but since I came to you directly, will you give me some great discounts like your distributor, or how much will you charge me?
No, I will not be able to do that as a partner.
Shit. So for me, instead of coming to you, I better go to that guy, right?
But at the same time, there is an aggressive sales organization that Oracle maintains or an IBM maintains. And the competition is always there between the partner community and the sales guys.
Yeah, but one individual person like me, you wouldn't care a damn, right?
Yes.
Yeah, who said that? Millie?
Yes, sir. I was just relating it with Akamai and IBM.
Yeah. So you wouldn't, if I came to you as a single individual and say, give me that, you would say, go, take a jump. Correct?
Yes. We do this with ECG customers, emerging customers.
But hang on. I forgot to tell you, Millie and Dave, that I don't know if you guys notice, this is my company, Anira. We are now expanding into 30 countries and 9 continents, with plans to go to Mars, Jupiter, and offices in Moon. And we're planning to buy some 10,000 of those packages that I was trying to buy.
Okay.
Now, would you be interested in talking to me?
Probably yes.
Yes.
Probably yes. So now, how would you treat me? A little more nicer, right?
Right.
A little more nicer. So the point is that you have 2 category, or rather 3 category of purchases happening. One is purchase through your distributors. Then you have your own category of sales team who are going and talking directly to big buyers, directly to Microsoft. I mean, I can't think big buyers, maybe Reliance, maybe Airtel, maybe some banks. They are big clients of yours. They are so big that your distributors will not handle it, but you will directly handle it. Right? So you have distributors, you have direct sales team who are talking to big clients. And what do these distributors do? These distributors will handle smaller category of customers who are small for you to handle, but who are large from the distributor point of view, and who are probably, there's one customer in Jaipur, so why would you want to send your sales guy to Jaipur? There's one guy in Jakarta, so why would you want to send somebody there? You rather well appoint some distributors out there. So many a time when I give you Akamai or Oracle a call and say, I am interested in a product, they will directly tell you, why don't you talk to my distributor? You're in which country or in which town? Talk to my distributor. So now you are encouraging smaller customers not to run away from you, but to go and directly talk to your distributors. Now, which distributor will you select? Assuming there are 2 distributors in Bangalore, whom would you want to give to? One is by PIN code. The other way is, whom do you prefer? So now you prefer the guy who's selling more. There is one guy who's only sold 10 this month. There's another guy who sold 15 this month. Though it is nice that you should encourage the 10 guy to reach 15, but in reality, you actually want to appreciate the performer. So now this guy becomes your gold distributor, and the guy who sold 10 becomes the silver distributor. Now, by just volume sale, what is the benefit? Sir, humko kya milega? Same price that silver guy is getting, you are giving it to me, but I sold 15. So you then tell him that, listen, you are a gold guy because you moved from 10 to 15. So now I'll give you a 30% discount. So that way you are encouraging this guy to sell more, and the more he sells, the lower is his pricing. Is that making sense?
Yes, clear. It's clearing the
So
clear.
now on top of it, you're going to go back and tell your distributors, listen, you did well, but if you sell 50, I'll take you guys out to Thailand, or I give you guys 3 nights in Sri Lanka. Why are you doing this? It's because the cost of Sri Lanka travel is going to be so minor, but the carrot for the sale makes them to go further. So that is how you incentivize them. You incentivize the company by giving them a lower price. You incentivize the employees of the distributor by telling them that we take you on a trip. Make sense?
Absolutely, sir.
Okay, right.
Sir, hi, this is Gary. Professor, a very basic example of this would be DHL.
Yeah, how is that?
So DHL has a tie-up with large organizations who tend to send out a lot of packages. They have a tie-up with courier services such as Professional Courier in India or Blue Dart, etc.
Brilliant,
Like
Gary. That's a very, very good example. It's a brilliant example. That because the pricing for one package from here to, let's say I send it often to Beijing, from here to Beijing is enormously expensive. But if I tell them that I'm doing 100 shipments, the pricing is so minuscule. It's so very, very small. And I'll give you one more story. Whenever I travel to Delhi or any other part within India, Khushbu, I'll come back to you, is I never book it under my company's name. because I have the option within my own organization, I book it in another company's name, because that company does minimum 50 bookings for their employees and they get some great pricing. So whenever I go, there is a booking in my name in that company's, but I settle the bill. So similarly, you reward the performers, you reward the guys who are doing better, right?
That's correct.
Good. Kushbu, are you still there, or we can catch up tomorrow? Yeah, or whenever that is.
Sir, just like categorizing the customers for gold, premium, or platinum, that is also be considered for future businesses also, I believe.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Banks are already into it. Bank also, we have a customer segment. You have a gold customer. Your minimum bank balance should be 1 lakh rupees. Then they will give you a gold customer services. And if it's a mass customer, your minimum balance should be around 20,000 and you'll get minimum services. This is already used in banking services.
All the time, in every place, every part of the world, there is discrimination between customers.
Even countries with consulates.
Because of the rule called the Pareto principle. What does the Pareto principle state? You guys
80% of the solution lies in
80% of the revenue
from 20% of my customers.
Comes from the 20% of the customer. Anywhere, everywhere, it happens like that. Good. I'm most open to have more conversations like this. I am not bound by time. I am never, as a matter of fact, I want to tell you that the philosophy within Dayanand Sagar is that your students talk, you talk for another 5 minutes more. So there are no limitations. We can go on. If you guys want to have another session on any of the topics that we have done so far, you believe that, sir, let's stretch the envelope, tell us more about it. I can have another session. I can have another class. All that is very much possible, because we more than encourage you guys to unmute and talk. Okay.
So I have one quick and stupid question.
Yes.
It's related to the chart on the screen. And I just wanted to hear your thoughts on it. So in a lot of places, they have, like, whether services you have in India.
In a lot of places, and I lost it.
Yeah. So in a lot of places, they have this price where they say 3,999, but they're giving it to you for like $1,000 or 1,000 rupees. Sorry. So what does that mean exactly? What kind of pricing does that come under? They slash out the 3,999 and they put it at $1,000.
See, that is normally also considered as psychological pricing, in which they say it's under 1,000. 3,999. You are convincing, you're telling yourself that it's 3,000 plus.
Yes, so you're getting a deal for like 1,000.
Yeah, this is again the fact that there are two ways in which it happens. Is that it is they price it so that you are tempted to buy, and because it's 3,000, and then it becomes 399, and it's anything 399 plus. And also nowadays, there's another pricing mechanism. The other pricing mechanism which is coming into effect is that how easy is it to pay? For example, if I were to be in More or what's the other kind of place, Reliance World or something, I would want to say pricing under 3,000, just waive your card. See, what is happening is now the government of India says that for any purchase below 5,000, you don't even have to show your card. You just have to wave it in front of that. You have the technology, right?
Yes, Wi-Fi enabled card.
Yeah. So that is how the pricing is done. The pricing is done in such a way that it gives you a sense of feeling. It gives you a sense of, or they say, if you buy, how many times have we fallen for this? Sir, you just bought for 3,999, but if you just buy for another 600 rupees, you'll get 400 rupees off. Or if you buy for, you bought 3,999, you 3,999, just 4,500, and we'll give you 300 rupees off.
Every time at Shoppers Stop and Center.
Every time, Shoppers Stop,
Sir,
especially. Especially it happens. Yeah, go ahead.
Common example, if you order food and you order, matlab, if the order is less than 300, then you have to pay the delivery charges addition. And if they will say that you add something more of 40 rupees and the delivery will be free.
And what is the possibility that you will get a product for 40 rupees? Nothing, right?
Almost nothing.
Nothing.
Very less.
The next product costs 80 rupees.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are pricing that you keep playing all the time. It's a for these type of things, B2C is a good fun, but sometimes it's very challenging. But nothing, B2B is more serious business.
Sir, we have
Go ahead.
And sir, we have also seen pricing sale pricing, like in Myntra. If you see the same kurta which I was looking from 3 months, it was 999, and now they are saying it is in sale and it is showing as 1,200. The same kurta.
Oh, okay. So it has come down in pricing.
It's gone up.
It's gone up.
It's gone up.
What is?
No, but they're giving a sale, sir.
Okay, I'll leave you guys with that thought. So what happened was, somebody like you and Dave and all that, they said there's so much to it on the pricing, and they noticed. And this is not Amazon. Okay, I'm taking Amazon as an example because I cannot recall the name of the company. So this company said, every time Khushbu shops, every time Deba shops, there's something unique that is happening. Is that he goes, adds items to his cart, and at the last moment, he changes his mind and he doesn't buy. It happens very times, right? It happens all the time. So what they did was, there must be something that went wrong, and why Khushbu or anybody else did not buy the product. Why? Because he or she found the cost to be slightly high. Now, let's do one thing. Let's send Dave an email, or let's send Khushbu an email saying that, hey, Khushbu, last time you visited us, you left back 3 churidars, and Dave, you left back 2 jeans in the cart. And listen, if you come back within the next 24 hours, we will give you 20% discount. So great. So Bong, Khushbu, and Dave rush, pick up those things that they were waiting for, and are happy. Now what do? They call me and tell me, hey, Ramesh, we found a new way of doing business with Amazon. So now, all of a sudden, Amazon is noticing that there are hundreds of carts which are full, but nobody's shopping. Because everybody is expecting Amazon to send them an email or a message on their mobile saying that, hey, you left 2 mobiles and 1 adapter, come back, we'll give you 20% discount. So sometimes even this offer could sometimes, and then that the scheme went very bad because 80% of the people are leaving their carts hoping that they'll get a better price. So sometimes pricing is so difficult that it could even hit back to you in that way. So that's where I thought we'll end today's class. Good. And I have the next class on 18th, I think. And we'll see you then.
Thank you so much, Professor.
Okay, good.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Professor.
yeah, good.
Thank
Nice interactive session. And once again, my apologies.
No, sir, not at all.
No problem, Professor. Thank you.
Thank you so
I
much.
was
Thank you,
busy
Professor.
otherwise.
Thank you.
Okay, okay. Bye, bye.
Thanks, sir.